Hi, I'm Engineer Hoist, and a question was posed by the YouTuber Larkin's Lair, and I actually saw this on Patriot Prime Reviews channel, so I'll put links into their channels and videos down in the description. Definitely go check them out. And actually, a good friend of mine, Gen1 Red Alert, who also has a YouTube channel, said, hey, you know, this would probably be a good thing for you to jump on, meaning me. So here I am talking about my come to Primus moment. Basically, what that is that's the moment that you decided to get into Transformers collecting. So my story starts way back in G1, 1984. I was the target audience, okay? I was 8 years old. I was right in the prime of the target audience. So naturally, just like most other boys in the United States and around the world, Transformers were the thing, you know, that and G.I. Joe and stuff like that. So of course, I had plenty of G1 figures, but that's a common story for a lot of people. I think the more interesting story is actually what got me back into collecting, because I really didn't collect, or it wasn't collecting at the time. It was just having toys and playing. But I didn't really proceed with Transformers beyond G1. I didn't get any G2 toys. I didn't get into Beast Wars, and I seem to remember hearing something about Beast Wars at some point when it came out, and like, why is Optimus Prime a monkey? You know, kind of the whole truck versus monkey thing. I kind of had that thought too. But, you know, I was older and I was too cool for toys by that point, so I really wasn't doing anything. Fortunately, my parents did save some of my original G1 toys, so I do still have some of those. But what got me back in to collecting Transformers, I can pinpoint the exact date. It was October 8th, 2010. And that's because they were filming the third Transformers movie, The Dark of the Moon. Now, I had seen the first two. I was back kind of in the fringe enjoying Transformers Resurgence, but I hadn't got any figures or anything like that. But The Dark of the Moon, that's what triggered it. And I'll tell you why. They actually filmed part of The Dark of the Moon, as you may know, at the Kennedy Space Center. I happened to work out there at the Kennedy Space Center, so I was actually seeing the production. Some of the people that I work with actually were extras in the film. Not in any kind of recognizable form, and no, I didn't try out. I just wasn't something that was interesting to me to be actually in the movie. But it was pretty cool because I did actually see these vehicles and cars driving around. There was actually one point we saw Optimus Prime's trailer just parked off in a just parked off in a parking lot all by itself. And I'm like, so that's where it goes when he transforms into robot mode. It goes and parks itself at the Kennedy Space Center. Who knew? All joking aside, after they finished filming, in the afternoon, actually it was all day, the last day that they were done filming, they actually had Optimus Prime and Bumblebee available to go and take pictures over at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Center. Well, I was working during the day, but I was like, you know, I'm going to leave a little bit early and get over there before they leave and go see them and take pictures with them. And so, as you can see, there's a picture that I got of Bumblebee. He was obviously very popular. It was hard at that time. There were lots of people around. It's hard to get a really good shot of him there. And there you can kind of see the Autobot logo on the side. If there was an Autobot logo on the tire. There was all sorts of fun stuff. And yes, I did have somebody there who was able to take a picture of me back in my younger, thinner days, kneeling down next to Bumblebee there. And of course, Optimus Prime was there, and that I gotta tell you, as cool as he looks in the movies and in the toys, that is a truly majestic truck right there. When you see it in person, there's just no feeling. And this right here is actually my profile picture on Facebook for a very long time. And yes, I happen to be wearing an Autobot logo shirt. That was a complete accident. I just happened to be wearing that shirt because, like I said, I was back aware of Transformers. I did have a t-shirt, and I just happened to be wearing that at work that day. And then that day they said, oh yeah, you could actually go take your pictures. I'm like, well, I'm wearing the perfect thing. And so there you go. I mean, that night, and I actually went out and got my first Transformers figures in forever, since G1. And actually, if you've gone back through the archives of my channel, you'll actually see, like I said, I got there near the end. In fact, I was so close to the end, I was actually there when they were leaving, and I actually flipped out my iPhone and recorded a video of them actually leaving, and it's been up on my channel for a little while. It's called Autobots Roll Out. I can put a link in the description. Maybe I'll put a card. I think it's going to be up over there, so you can go check that out if you haven't already. It's just a real quick, probably less than 30 or about 30 seconds long, of Optimus Prime driving past, Bumblebee driving past, and a few security vehicles and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Nothing super impressive, but it's worth checking out. And I gotta tell you, it was pretty awesome to be there and check that out. And from that point, I actually have the figures here, and coincidentally, they both were a Battle Blade variety. So first off, this was Battle Blade's Bumblebee. You know, I can't. One of them was Battle Blades, one of them was Battle Blade, and I can't ever remember which one which. But this was Battle Blade's Bumblebee. It was a deluxe class figure. His claim to fame is he had a little flip-out blade. That's why he's Battle Blades, and then you just kind of unflip it like that. Plus, the cool thing is also he even had the little blaster, which it's just there on his arm, and you just kind of untab this thing here. You open it up, and then the blaster flips around. You close it back up, and there you go. Now he's got his blaster cannon there on his arm. You don't have to pop off his arm like some of the recent Studio Series figures ones and stuff like that. It doesn't have the gap in the blaster like the Masterpiece figure does. So it's actually a really, really cool figure of Bumblebee from way back in 2010. Then the other figure I got was the Battle Blade Optimus Prime. This was actually a really cool Voyager class figure. He's got flip out swords there on his hands like he did. I think it was in that forest scene he did that, and a few other times where he'd actually just kind of chink and the sword would come out. It's actually a pretty intricate transformation, and it's one of the best transformations and figures that of Optimus Prime in the movie that we've had up until like that Masterpiece figure came out. Except for he did have a little butt flap there. But it's just all sorts of articulation. I mean, these pieces on his shoulders articulated. Even the covers of the windows are articulated, so you could actually give him like an angry shoulder blades kind of, or chest blades kind of a look there. And just very, very cool. So yeah, so these were the very first two figures that I got when I got back into collecting on October 8th, 2010, after meeting Optimus Prime and Bumblebee in person. That is my come to Primus moment, and since then, my collection has just ballooned greatly to the point where I've got to, you know, for many years I was just kind of enjoying it on my own. Then I felt I wanted to share the experience with a bunch of other people with the same interests. I didn't have those in my life in real life, so I found Facebook. I started a blog, which I've kind of abandoned recently, and then I started doing YouTube. And then, of course, a lot of you know me from the Transformers Earth Wars videos. That came out about 3 years ago, actually just a little bit more than 3 years ago, and then that's really kind of where it took off, and it's just been a great time ever since. So definitely, you know, as much as you might want to hate the Bay films, I will be forever grateful for the fact that they got made, especially Dark of the Moon being filmed at the location where I work, and got me back into collecting Transformers and meeting all you wonderful people here who join me as watching my videos or join me live on the streams every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern when work's not too busy for me. Most weeks I'm there. I only say that because last week I kind of missed it. Sorry about that. But, you know, so yeah, it's been a great time. So what's your come to Primus moment? What got you into Transformers collecting, or got you back into Transformers collecting if you took a long break? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you happen to have a YouTube channel, go ahead and make a video and go share it out and tell us all about it, just like I did just here. Okay, so that's gonna do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.